Welcome everyone to the Phenomenal live stream. So I don't know if maybe someone is watching the stream right now who watched it maybe some months earlier. We did cooking classes here with the Happy Souls. I'm still a Happy Soul, but this time we're going to cook for the Fenomenals. So what is the Fenomenals? The Fenomenals is an association of startup women, of self-employed and business women. And we founded this because we want to inspire other women to become self-employed and to become independent. So I have my business since 3 years and I still need to learn a lot. So it helps me a lot to talk to other women who are already in their business, who are also starting up and creating their own business and, making their dreams come true. So that's why we decided, that means Serena and Jessica, we are 3 women. And the 3 of us, we decided to make this association to share the stories of other women that we can learn from them, that we can inspire you guys, basically you women. Of course, guys are also welcome. So today I have Vania with me. Vania is a very inspiring woman, especially for me, because Serena and Jessica recently they met, they came to know her. I know her, I think now since 4 years, more or less, or 3. And Vania is independent more or less, I think, since 10 years. That's what I always say, but I will ask you after again how long actually you're independent. And today we're going to cook a hot dog together because I'm the hot dog queen. And that's why, of course, we're going to cook a hot dog together. And I asked her what is one of her favorite ingredient or an ingredient I should cook with or I should make a recipe. And she gave me some hints. But first of all, I would like to ask you, Vania, really cool that you're here.
Hi.
She's the first person being here in this live stream, and today everything is like, okay, go with the flow. But I knew that we can do it with you because you're also go with the flow person. Because also I read in one of the interviews that you said the way from the project to the goal should be the shortest possible because you need to have enough time to adjust to go with the flow. I read that and it was like, oh, this is also how I do my stuff. So really cool that you're here. And the first question we'd like to ask you, your email address, I ask you where should I send you the questions, is Super Vania. So you're Super Vania, this is your company, right? Super Vania.
That's my company, yes.
Okay, Super Vania. What makes you so super? I know it, but from yourself, what makes you so super?
Actually, the name was when I chose my first email address. That's now 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be vania@hotmail.com, and there was no Vania available, so it was Vania 103, 104 or 105. And I was 14 or something, and I said, I'm not Vania 103, I'm Super Vania. Cool. So actually the name stayed. Today it's connected to my attitude, to just do what gets into my mind. And I think that's why I'm here today, because I'm Super Vania next to a Happy Soul.
So cool. Yeah, okay, this is for you. Because we're going to cook together. In the future we're going to have branded aprons, of course. This is interesting, I feel. Like why you wear it like this? I'm thinking of my white blouse and you were like,
I'm the chef in my own restaurant, so I don't cook.
This is a good one. Yeah. I was a chef in my own restaurant, I also needed to cook.
No, actually I'm not the chef, I'm the boss.
You're the boss, yeah. But I couldn't afford a chef,
Yeah,
That's
I have a chef.
That was my struggle.
And yes.
Yeah, okay, you told me aubergine. You like aubergines?
Yes, I do like aubergine, I do like cherry tomatoes and radish.
Mm-hmm. We have some, I always feel we need to, some people are like we should not add onions because of the smell, but I don't know, I feel onions is kind of, you want onions?
I think we should pickle them with the radish.
Okay, we can pickle these 2 together, but can I a little bit cook some onions with tomatoes?
You can.
Just okay, cool. And, I went to pick up Serena from Germany, so we were in Nürnberg, and in Nürnberg we went to the market. Because we heard there is such a cool old town and the market, and then I found there was this Italian guy who said, he's a fresh, how is it this? mushroom. He didn't say mushroom, but you know,
Are
the
you
Italian,
sure?
the Italian word of this. And he was so good in telling, so I took some mushroom, and I thought we can also implement it in a hot dog.
I think that's a good idea. I'm a vegetarian myself, so the mushroom always adds a bit of juice and
Cool.
structure.
And of course I feel for the color something green. So here we have it's Thai basil. I don't know, I'm so attached to Asian kitchen and Asian people. I don't know, I'm somehow surrounded by Asian people.
I mean,
That's why, yeah, I thought for the decoration. And as a sausage, because you told me vegetarian, I have a vegetarian sausage, a corn dog. Is that fine?
actually, I saw you have a watermelon there.
Yeah.
I think let's skip the corn, because I think corn is a product that tries to imitate meat. That's actually not my philosophy.
Okay.
So I think the watermelon is a very special and interesting ingredient, because you can also heat it and make it salty.
Yeah, we could like grill it.
Yeah, I think we could make like thick chops and then
Ooh.
grill them and
So basically,
salt them.
instead of the sausage, we would cut like kind of a sausage and use this sausage.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
With the pickled radish, I think that would be a very interesting combination.
Okay, cool. Great. And also during cooking, I have some more herbs and all this. And I think also I have the vinegar and sugar to pickle them. And I would say we start with, you know, sometimes if my eyes are swiping right, it's because Jessica, she's helping me with the questions. And right now she's showing me a paper which says if you have questions, you can ask it in the chat later. It's really nice paper. Jessica, you want to show the paper? Come in the camera. So this is Jessica. Jessica is part of the Fenomenals, and she's really good in asking questions, and she's going to help me remind like the questions that we want to ask. So this is a really cool paper. She wrote it in tall letters. And this when my eyes swipe, this is because Jessica is implementing a question. So thank you very much. Really cool. Okay, so we're going to start to burn this one, and I bought the camper grill, a mini camper grill for my van life, because finally I started my van life. And in the meantime, like when this one is burning, we can, this is so easy, right? In the meantime, we can cut the rest and have a talk. This one I learned in the Philippines. I don't remember the Filipino word for this, but they really burn it and then you peel it. So we can just let it sit like this. It really is like really gonna burn like hell. Okay, this one we need it after. Maybe we should drink something. My father always drinks when he's cooking. I have a non-alcoholic drink.
That's a good idea.
Okay, because you know, as I anyway wanted to come to your restaurant to present you my non-alcoholic champagne that you will sell it in your restaurant, I thought today is actually a perfect moment to, yeah, let you taste my non-alcoholic champagne. This is Sophia. This is branded content here. I'm aware of that. I'm proud of that. Yeah.
So what is your alcohol-free champagne?
This is basically a kombucha. You know what is kombucha?
Yes.
It's a kombucha, but it's made méthode champenoise, so it's made like a champagne. Let's see. Usually it's like really alive. Yeah.
Cool.
It's alive. Wait, I serve you the one which is not so sticky then.
Should I turn this or?
Oh, you could let it. It can really burn a little bit. I hope there is enough gas inside. Cheers!
Cheers.
Really cool that you're here, and then you're cheering with non-alcoholic champagne. Because I feel if you're in hospitality,
Very nice.
We usually like to drink, no?
Yeah. Especially non-alcoholic.
Of course. Okay. So, you wanted to pickle them, right?
Yes.
We need to cut this, and also the onions. You want big or small?
Big one is okay.
Okay, you're going to cut this to pickle them, right? And then I will cut this. We can just make the mise en place here, put it in the middle.
Do we have something to...
For the garbage?
Yeah.
Let me think about that. You know, the good thing is I know that you're also used to street food style, so this one is for the garbage. That you know that we improvise a lot. So the Super Vania, with 14 you made your email address. Did you with 14 already? Did you think about it? One day you will be independent and self-employed?
No, my biggest plan was not to work as long as possible.
No, really?
Yes, that's how I became self-employed.
Wow, this is like the opposite of not working.
Yes, but I didn't know that back then. So I really thought like, wow, that's cool. I'm doing stuff that I really enjoy, and I don't have to work as long as there's money coming. And then I really thought maybe that would be a plan to not to work as long as possible. And I was wondering like, how long can I do that? And it's been more than 12 years now. So actually it was a good plan not to want to work too much. Yeah, that's my story.
And is it true that your first event was the event that you organized in your attic? You know, like with the clothes and the second-hand shop and all this?
That was my, well, not really the first. I used to work as a trend scout for a jeans company, and I had to organize events for them, and yeah, do hipster event for hipster kids. And that's what I started when I was still in school studying.
Okay. What do you think about this, by the way?
It's really nice. It has a good perlage. Cheers.
So yeah, then you organize this event.
But just a second, was ist das?
This one is a kombucha.
Oh,
This one is basically the mushroom.
okay.
This one is, but it really depends how long it sits in the bottle. It can be bigger or smaller.
But you shouldn't drink that.
No, this I can drink. It's really good for the intestines. I know it doesn't look so appealing, but we're also working on a little, like a siebli, you know, that we can put it there. But no, this is like the most healthiest part of this.
Okay,
If
so
you get that, you're the lucky one.
where will we
Okay,
pickle
here we're
the-
just gonna put like a mise en place
That's for the pickles.
for pickles. Okay. Ah, you want to have this as a flavor for the pickles.
No, the pickles is
Did you
vinegar.
you want to put this on top as a decoration?
No, I want to pickle them and then put them on top as a decoration
Okay.
when they're pickled.
That's what you done. This is amazing.
English is not my
Cool.
mother language.
Mine also not. I think your English is very charming.
Thank you.
Okay, so back to the when you. Oh look, this is how it needs to be. You see, it's bubbling.
Yep.
Okay, so you became basically independent with that first event. This is what gave you the motivation, like the inspiration to okay, now I'm going to do it. When you quit your job.
No, actually, I didn't quit my job. It was the time when I finished my studies, and I had the choice. I could be the assistant. How do you say Praktikant?
The intern.
The intern of a newspaper that today doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
And I decided I didn't want to go for an internship, and yeah, and then I was working as a trend scout and doing some promotion and advertisement for clubs, and then I had to move. I had to move 3 times in a year, and I used to be a vintage collector, so I had a lot of stuff. And then I had to move again in a very small flat, so I had to get rid of my things. And that's how I came up with the idea of doing a sale in my attic. Actually, I had just finished art school then, and my diploma was a plaidoyer against social media, like this shit doesn't work anything or do any good. And I compared Facebook to MySpace, and I said like, oh, Facebook is so boring and this will never have any chance.
Never have any impact
And
on
so
anything.
actually I was making fun when I posted my event in Facebook. And
It was like a case study.
it was a case study, and somehow many people reacted to it, and I was really surprised.
And did you write in your at the end of your exam, like in the diploma, that
No,
it actually works?
The exam was already over.
Ah.
So actually my thesis was wrong, and but yeah, anyway, I posted my private address and my private phone number in Facebook, and I
Wow.
got many calls of shops asking me how to participate. And first I thought they were making jokes, but and they asked me how much is the stand, and I
So
said
good.
the
It's
stand
amazing.
is for free because I never, well, it wasn't supposed to be business. And yeah, so when I started doing nightclub events, designer markets and stuff, it was never supposed to be business. And that's how I became self-employed. So I don't know if I'm a very good
Business.
voorbeeld.
Wat is voorbeeld? Chat, wat is voorbeeld?
Role model.
Role model.
Role model,
yeah.
genau.
Yeah, of course
But
you are.
so-
But I mean, you started something and it just had a very great impact, but this motivated you, right?
Yeah, actually, a few months later, I had to ask myself what I wanted to work. And I still didn't want to work, so I thought, let's try and go for
This is amazing.
the markets and the nightclub events. And yeah, and so I went doing events, and it somehow was successful. We started like in the year after I was finished my studies, I started doing party series, designer markets, Christmas markets. I opened a cafe. I was doing promotion for night venues, and yeah, busy time.
For that you didn't want to work, suddenly you were really busy.
Yes.
And did you do this all alone, or did you do it with a business partner?
Well, we started in collectives. I still was doing like the promotion, and I was writing for magazines and stuff that I was doing alone, and the rest was in teams. The designer markets with a female colleague, and the gastronomy with 4-5 guys, and the party series with my boyfriend.
Which is still your boyfriend.
Which is still my
but
boyfriend.
not only the boyfriend.
We are engaged.
Wow! After how many years? This is so romantic. Can you imagine? After 12 years,
Cheers.
he's asking her. Oh my God! Cheers. It's still possible. No, I mean, this is really cute.
Yes,
this
it's
is
really
good.
cute.
And you even told me this story. It's like when you're not even thinking about it anymore, and suddenly you're like, wow, seriously?
Seriously. Let's go for the pickles.
Yes. So I already put some vinegar and some sugar. What would you like to add? Some, I don't know, some flavor? The Fenomenals are hitting my head. I don't know if this is a good sign to start with.
Toch.
But you see, this is exactly the point. Women support women. She's supporting me to not hit my head. Okay, so this is Szechuan pepper. I don't know if you want to smell it.
Yeah, let's have.
But this is really strong, eh? If you have one on your tongue, it's like your tongue is
Super.
like falling asleep. Yeah. You know? Dus dat is zo lijmen. Dat is wel geil, hè? I have vanilla.
Nah.
I don't know, fancies? No. This one is also interesting. This is black cardamom.
Und das türkische.
It's
Türkische chili.
intense. You want to put some chili?
Sugar.
Sugar I put already. After we can try.
Yeah.
Like this?
And now we.
Yeah, or maybe we try first how, like the smell, the taste of this. If you like it, then we can add it, or maybe we need to add some salt. Sometimes we need to add some salt.
Yeah, salt and maybe more sugar to make it really sweet.
Aber ist geil.
Als nog lief.
Nochli means a little bit, because sometimes we, our mother tongue is German, so
A little
Swiss
bit
German.
more.
So, and some salt.
Du vielleicht gleich noch 1, 2 Fenchelsamen, noch ein bisschen von dem Szechuan Pepper.
This is gonna be the magic of this hot dog. The pickles.
Pickles. Tip top.
Yep, I create my hot dogs with a pinset, that's why here we have only pinsets to cook.
Tweezers.
Yeah, exactly. You could try right to give the spoon.
Hast du jetzt Salz hinter?
Hold it on camera because I will need to write the recipe after that.
Noch ein bisschen mehr Zucker.
Keep the information.
So richtig
Dus nog een
süß.
wasglas hier.
Und super.
Should I add it?
Yep.
All together, right?
Du hast noch ein Glas dort, oder?
Yeah.
Let's use this.
Yeah, and then after we can start to cook the...
The aubergine. Should I peel it?
Is it already?
Oh, it's still burning.
So good. This is so good. Really, the smell after of this. But okay, you said you had a business partner. You still have a business partner. You had a business partner, a female business partner, right?
I had a female business partner. Yes, we're still in the same business, but we somehow go different ways now.
And do you have anything that you can recommend, like future entrepreneurs? Like, they have a business partner? Shouldn't they? What is the advantage, disadvantage? What should they, like the golden rule with business partners? Things that you should and shouldn't do. Yeah, I know. I have also some golden rules about business partners. But what is your advice or your golden rule or your?
Actually, I think when it comes to business partners, you learn a lot about yourself, and try to listen to your guts and be true to yourself. I think that's the most important
this is
advice.
Also happening as street food and power
Of course,
goes up.
yeah, powers. Blackout. Yeah, but I think there's no golden recipe. Trust your guts and do what they tell you, and and there's always good things and bad things, and working with other people is always complicated, and or maybe not always, but if it becomes complicated, try to find out why, and stay true to yourself.
Well, what I learned is to make a contract, because we always talked about the contract, but we never did one. Did you have something like a similar? Did you, like since the beginning, make a contract, or did you also say handshake? Let's just do it. We're friends. It's going to be fine, or?
It depends on the project, but still, I think trust your guts, because if something isn't working with a person, it's not with the contract that you will find out, or no contract can save you from anything. Yeah, trust your guts. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, this is interesting. Actually, no contract can save you.
No, it can't really save you. It can help, but it can't save you.
Yeah, it's actually true. I always thought if I would have made a contract, it would have been different. But if I think back, it would have been no different. He anyway would have done what he did. So. And now in your 12th year of self-employment, I researched. I mean, I know you already a little bit because we met at the street food. But of course I also researched a little bit, and there are many pictures about you, like really beautiful photos, and I feel you still look the same. And we were asking ourselves, how can you still look that fresh, that young, what is your like kind of work-life balance or your stress balance? How? I mean, how can you still look so fresh?
Well,
And I know you do a lot.
well, today I go to bed a lot earlier than I used to. That's all the magic. And no, and I try to do what makes me happy. So, and if I'm not happy, I try to find out why, and if I can change it and how. And it helps a lot to like do the self hygiene, and yeah, try to find the balance every day.
But how do you like? Okay, when you say what makes me happy, sometimes it's very difficult to listen to ourselves to find out what really. Like for example, if you're in a relationship and you kind of feel this relationship is actually making me happy, but sometimes you're like, is it really making me happy? Like, how can you find out? Like with business or what do you do? Are you meditating or you do sports or swimming or I don't know. There's so many different things that people do to find themselves. And
I think the most important thing is the time for myself. Like no matter what I do in this time, even if I'm just watching the ceiling or talking to my plants. But I think it's
you
very
talk
important.
to your plants?
Yeah, I do.
I talk to myself in the mirror sometimes.
Yeah, no, I talk to my plants. And
plants, okay, cool.
And yeah, I just think yeah, it takes a lot of time to recover, relax, be healthy, do yoga.
You do yoga?
Yeah.
How many times or how often you do yoga?
Well, at the moment I'm not too good with my practice, but depending on my mood, I can be doing yoga every day or no day of the week. But yeah, I just think yeah, it takes time to find out what I need and take time with myself and not doing things that have to be productive all the time. And
but do you make, like, for example, in your calendar that you tell yourself, okay, every Wednesday I have my afternoon for myself?
no.
Or you just suddenly say, you know what, this afternoon is me time. You do it spontaneously. When you just feel you need it, you will do it.
Yeah.
But how about if you have an event or a street? I mean, you organize the Christmas market, you organize the street food festivals, Heilige Bimbam, so many other markets. I mean, basically, the whole year you're doing and doing and doing. How or when can you suddenly just say, you know what, now it's just me time? Like, don't you feel like maybe stressed for like the other people or what they're going to think of you, or you know what I mean?
Yes, of
Or
course,
how you
but
do that?
I don't know. You start learning when you get tired or when you need food. Or, I mean, when I was younger, I used to not sleep, not eat, drink a lot, party hard, play hard, work hard. And today I give myself more of a rest.
Okay.
And when I work, I don't know, 4 days, day and night, then I know I will have to recover again. So I try to plan differently. And yeah, when it's project time, I don't have many appointments with my friends or with my family, or that's it.
And your family, like, they're supporting you. Then when you tell them I have no time, they know she just has no time. Or are your friends also maybe being jealous or being like, yeah, she's like did you lost friendship, for example, or did your family say, hey, you never have time for us, you know?
Well, my family is very supportive. Yeah, with some friendships, it wasn't possible to keep them up. But yeah, I think that's life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't judge them. Maybe it's just not possible to have a common relationship, or I don't know. Sometimes the paths don't cross, and then you have to go on and listen. Like, that's what I said. Listen to yourself. If it makes sense for me, it doesn't have to make sense for everyone.
And like, this is also about taking decisions. So basically, you took a decision. If friendships cannot last, or maybe you realized, yeah, this friend is not supporting me, or like I mean, we also talked to some other other independent self-employed women, and they were like they lost friendships along the way because they always said, yeah, you never have time for me, and then they decided, you know what, I can't be with people who are always criticizing me because I don't have time. Can they not understand? And then you need to take this decision to just make a cut. And sometimes I feel to take decisions is sometimes very difficult, especially when you're tired. Which decision is the right one? Which way is the right one? Sometimes you have to take so many decisions in one go that you don't know. Do you have someone like that you can go to when you're like, what should I do? You know, like, can you discuss with someone, or you need to basically take decisions by yourself?
Well, actually, I learned that sometimes the best thing is like to just go to sleep, have a rest, and then wake up again and find out what feels right. And I know the conflict. I know not everyone accepts, like if you choose your job before everything else, but it's part of the game. So I mean, they don't change their life because of me, and why should I change mine? And actually, I think true friends accept each other the way they are, and if they don't, then maybe they're not meant to be long-time friends. I think that concept of friendship is changing a lot, and yeah, it has a lot to do with like breaking up with traditional role models, and like I think today there is no role model or no like fixed path for you where you can copy your ideas, or like there's no big oracle that you can consult if you don't know the way. So in the end you are your own oracle. And yeah, personally I like to go to I have a practitioner for traditional Chinese medicine, and we try to balance the elements and the qi and everything.
And the organs. And
yeah, and it's always the same thing. It's like I need rest for myself. I need to eat properly, sleep properly, have rest for my mind as well, and sometimes do things that just give me pleasure to find out what is right for me. And she likes to compare the life to the bamboo. Is like if when the wind comes, the bamboo bows and doesn't try to hold against the wind. So the idea is to try to stay flexible and adapt to life, because life is changing every second, and so I need to be in good shape to deal with it.
I also want to be a bamboo.
Yeah.
This is really nice. This makes really sense.
Yeah. It made a lot of sense to me. Like sometimes you bow, and then when the wind is gone you stand up again because you know where the sky is.
Just don't fall.
Just don't fall.
Yeah, just don't leave. Basically it's like don't lose the roots. As long as the roots are there, you cannot fall.
Exactly.
Basically. Cool, this is really nice. I'm going to ask Serena, our Chinese phenomenal, if she also is a bamboo. Are you a bamboo, Serena? You know about this philosophy of being the bamboo? Grow the roots first, yeah. Nice. Yeah, look, I'm trying to peel this now, because when we finish this, then we can start to roast. We're gonna have many
we could cut bigger ones, but
oh, you can eat one.
I had one already. This is so good with salt. Did you try this? Is that salt?
You know, in Thailand they serve the fruits with chili and salt. Oh my god, so tasty. When we were today in your restaurant and we introduced the Szechuan Park to the Chinese community that we have, I told them that, you know, because there were the Moroccan lamps, and I told them that you had a project once in Morocco, like a hotel and artists came together and the market. What was this exactly again?
Marrakesh had an art biennale And we did an off space for the Marrakesh Art Biennale.
Who is we?
Another collective. Today we work in collectives.
Okay. How old were you that time?
35.
35. So you just went there. You had the plan came up when you were there, or you went with the plan to go there?
No, the plan came up when we were there.
Wow. And did you plan like you want to stay for some time in Marrakesh, or?
Not really.
This is again the bamboo. The wind comes, stay in Marrakesh, and you stayed there.
I like the place, but I don't know. It was an interesting project. It was really interesting to resolve the language issue while preparing food, and or building the museum or everything. But I don't know. I think I belong here.
You belong to Zurich,
or
basically.
somewhere else, but maybe not Marrakesh.
Okay, you want first of it?
Oh,
I wanted to give you the fresh one.
so good. So
Yeah, this is also something. It's fascinating me. You know, I met you at the street food you're like the organizer, and I always thought, my God, this Vania, she's always walking around so chill, talking to everyone in different languages, and I was thinking, shit, everyone wants this, other people want that, and then they don't like the stand. They don't follow the hygienic rules, and you were basically the one needing to talk to everyone. How many stands are usually street food? Over
80, yes.
80. So with 80 different concepts, 80 different nationalities you needed to deal. And I always felt you do it so chill. And I mean, I was also thinking, basically, all these street food stands is like, for me, it's like a big island, and there are different departments, and you're kind of the boss, like the director of this island, of the departments, and it's almost like they would be your employees, many different employees from many different countries. And I would like to know, how did you manage the balance and to kind of respect everyone, but still tell them what they need to do? Because sometimes with employees, I'm like, oh. Even though my employees are really cool, but I'm thinking, okay, should I adapt for each one of them a different strategy, or should I just go like the way, and you know, because you need to be fair, but for everyone fair is a different. I don't know how you do it. How are you doing that?
I think with employees, it's like with partners. First, you have to learn about yourself. It's like, what do you want? And how do you want things to be? What is your culture? And after you find out what is your culture, you can make a decision.
Okay. That sounds really easy. But I think the way to come there, I especially feel to find out about yourself, who you are, is already a long procedure, isn't it? Oh yeah, maybe we should try a little bit.
You didn't ask me my age.
Yeah, I was like, should I ask her or shouldn't I ask her?
Don't.
No, that's why until now I didn't. You want to try a little bit before we put the salt? Let's taste.
I'm olivenöl.
Good. Because this now,
Have a salt.
after, I'm going to put it here
ja.
and mix it with the yogurt. Or with the quark.
Geef je.
No, it's not thicker.
Toch?
Actually, have
Oh.
this.
Roast fennel.
Yeah. I mean, this was also something during Corona, no? Suddenly everything was shut down, and we needed to stay at home. Was it for you difficult to be with yourself all the time by needing to be at home?
No, actually, there was a lot of stuff to do. I just decided to remake my coffee. So I was there every day, cleaning and getting stuff in order, selling stuff. I don't know, trying to set up a new concept.
So during Corona, when everyone was at home and being depressed, have no more toilet paper, you actually set up a new concept for your restaurant.
Exactly.
This is what entrepreneurs do. You know, in these kind of situations, they're not at home. I have no toilet paper, but you can take the paper and cut it, and then you have to. No, they're more creative. They actually think what they're gonna do with their future. You know, because you have employees, and you told me that time you had about what 18 employees.
12.
12, and I was like, oh my god, what is she gonna do with all the employees? The restaurant needs to close, there are no events, there is no this, no that. How? I was like, my heart already was like only thinking that she needs to find a solution for 12 people. I'm like, oh my god, you know. And I also ask you, what are you gonna do? And you just told me, I'm gonna make a new menu for the restaurant. I'm like, wow. This for me was really, really amazing. Because you need to find the motivation in this like demotivating time, in this depressing time, you know, like, and you just find somewhere the motivation to change everything. How? Where you find this motivation?
Actually, I think that's what makes the creative part of the job is to deal with uncertainties, to accept that you don't know where you're going, and make fun out of it and not drama.
Oh my god, if I can learn how to make fun out of my dramas. Oh
no,
my
actually
God.
the idea to change the food concept came up when we had to throw away all the food.
During Corona basically.
Yeah, because we had to close the shop for, we didn't know for how much time, and so we had to actually get rid of cheese and milk and eggs and vegetables and a lot of food. So and it was really painful to throw everything away and or like give it to people and take it home, whatever. And I had to clean my fridges for the first time after 11 years, and then I don't know, I started making it fun. Like, this is the white canvas that was missing before, and it was like the moment when I realized like it's now or never. Are we ready with by the way?
Yeah. So we have we have the cream, we have the pickles, and we have the sausage.
Good. Cool. And so I realized like that's the time when you can start something new, and I didn't have the courage to go for all vegetarian before, because I thought the place had its guests, and everyone was really scared of like, don't take away the meat and the salmon and everything. But then I thought like, after being closed for 2 months, there is no, it used to be like this.
Yeah, like, you basically can educate the people new again.
Yeah.
And how about we add some vanilla and some chili?
Oh yes, nice. So we have sour cream, and where's the bread?
The bread I'm heating.
Oh. Boom.
Yeah, you should not make boom, but still it.
En jetzt da ein bisschen Salz drüber, oder?
I think we will also roll the bread. Yeah, Paul. Include them. Vanilla.
The cool thing is when you roast the watermelon, it gets somehow becomes like roasted
like
tuna.
Meat. Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the last thing we need to do is but I just quickly cook the the mushroom, but just at the end, because.
How should I chop them?
I think you can even leave it like this.
Gaunt.
Yeah.
Then we throw them inside here.
Or maybe after we make another flavor. Because otherwise I think then everything is gonna smell like have a similar taste.
Läuft das jetzt noch?
Ja.
Aber ich würde da gerade ein bisschen rauf. So ein bisschen rösten, nicht kochen.
Yeah, this is cool.
So what's
What
your
did you-
next? What's the next hot dog going to be? Like after?
I don't know. I need to ask the next. We need to finalize. It's going to be the next independent and self-employed woman. Maybe it's going to be Shirley. She's a wine. She's a sommelier. So I guess I don't know. I assume that maybe it's going to be something with wine. I don't know. But it can also be interesting with wine. Yeah.
Zullen we eens maar trying?
But what I think is really cool. You know, I had a basic idea.
Oh.
Like with the aubergine, because I felt I wanted to burn the aubergine, like to put it on fire, because I feel you're always on fire. So I felt aubergine, fire. Somehow this needs to be, yeah, in a combination. But I really love it that you bring your own ideas, and this is really going to be our creation. This is really cool.
Happy Vania creation.
Yeah, the Super Vania Happy Soul creation.
Wat is er
What
nog mee?
actually did your
Was dat
parents...
schwarz?
Ja, maybe fiddles maar in de oefen.
Ah, alles goed.
What actually did your parents think when you became self-employed independent?
I don't know, not too much. I mean, as long as I wasn't asking for money, they didn't.
Did you ask for money?
No. They didn't ask me too much what I was doing.
No?
No. I mean, they joined and they liked it.
Did you ever comment your parents you actually don't want to work?
No.
You never said like actually don't want to work.
No, my parents wanted me to do academic studies.
Okay.
But I didn't want to, so after that decision was clear, we didn't talk too much about my job. I was working in nightlife, and I don't know if they didn't like the idea. They didn't say much, but wat er dan gaat doen. It's adventure cooking here.
It's like, this is how it is in street food, you know? This is normal almost. Do you actually have siblings?
A brother, yes.
Oh, what is he doing?
He works in the fraud sector of a credit card company.
Wow!
Yeah,
He's younger or older than you?
Younger.
Younger. How much?
1.5 years.
Oh. And what did he think about the sister doing this and that and being on fire?
I don't know.
For
I don't
example,
know.
my brothers, they are, I have two brothers, and I don't know, they also want to be independent. Like, my youngest one is already. They're building up a shop for bongs, you know?
I know.
An online shop for bongs to smoke. Yeah? And my father's even part of that.
Ik ga het goed in van.
Okay. Okay, then we can put it here. Maybe we can put it on some paper, and then we just need to finalize the mushrooms.
Should I get the plate?
Or actually, we can actually also carry it there. Dear community, prepare your questions, because soon we are going to go to the dining table. We're going to go to the dining table, and there you can ask your own questions. What you need to know of being an entrepreneur, becoming an entrepreneur, do's and don'ts. Maybe what is also interesting, how to deal with money, you know, like how you finance your projects. I think it's also always interesting. Yeah, you can ask her.
Kom het in het spreutje daar uit de pannen.
Another question I have: when you became independent, did you think of you want to do an impact, or if you maybe didn't think at the beginning because you just wanted to become, I don't know, you just did it. Are you now thinking of you want to do an impact?
I always wanted to have an impact, and yeah, I don't know. I think it's my job is to create the platforms for other people and to help them communicate their ideas, pass their passion to other people. And I think in my case, we have a lot of people that have great creative ideas, but no way to communicate. And so I think what I do is to create like the platform where they can get in touch with other people, and sometimes also like accompany them on their way, give advice, and make things possible, empower them.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess that's why you're also agreed of being part of the Fenomenals,
Yes.
because it's also about empowerment. Nice.
Nice, huh?
Yeah. No, I also always feel when I talk to other people that have many ideas, I always want to help. The first thing I think, okay, how can I implement it in my projects to do something together? I don't know, it just makes me happy that we can work together and help each other.
Yeah, and I always like the idea of the community place where everyone gets together.
Yeah.
Where like different people get together and find common things to talk about, to share their lives, and then how would you say, the Dorfplatz?
Yeah, it's like a marketplace, kind of a village place. They get together. So look, instead of a sausage, we have a sausage, which is square. It looks like a tuna, tastes like a watermelon, but I can really tell you, because I also already grilled watermelon for a hot dog, it almost smells like beef somehow, but just fresh, more fresh. And guess what? Your body needs less energy to digest that. And the fennel seeds. Oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. I can imagine the kombucha on top with the fermented good bacterials. The toilet is just around the corner. And you switch to real prosecco. Yeah, because we're from hospitality, isn't it? I'm such a slow drinker today. Okay, so we put the mousse. And you know what is actually so nice?
The pickles.
This also, but because this is 2, if we make 2 here, then we have 4, and then even also the rest of the team can actually eat.
Wow.
You're so social. You're just feeling it. I didn't even think about it. But this
So
is really
phenomenal.
cool. Yeah, man, this is really phenomenal. I'm going to cut this.
Do you want salt on the mushrooms?
Yeah. And I have to be very honest, you actually didn't know that you can cook. Yeah, because I always saw you at the street food like being the organizer or being the boss of your restaurant. And then you also told me during Corona that I think you cooked something for your guests. I'm like, my God, she's cooking.
Of course.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
Well, to be honest, at the street food festivals, I bring my own food.
You bring your own food?
I bring my own food
But
because
I think you ate one of my hot dogs, isn't it?
I did.
Oh my God. I feel honored of 80 stands. She
No,
brings
I
her own
try
food,
to
but
try things, but when I get busy, I think it's very consuming, like to have proper food.
Yeah.
Or it takes time, it takes attention, and so I bring my own food because it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I really like healthy food, and in terms of street food, let's say
It's actually not really healthy.
yeah.
Yeah. Because the good food which sells the most is always a lot of fat.
Yes.
That's how it is.
And I have my few favorites. I will not say who they are,
No, you can.
but they know. And so from 70 stalls, I have only 2 or 3 that I really do visit for my own food.
Cool. Well, I know that you tried our luxury hot dog.
Oh, I did, yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure if this would be a daily street food stand, you of course would come to eat our luxury hot dog.
The best was the champagne.
She doesn't say anything, so I'm not sure about the feedback. And if you guys could see Jessica's face, it's like, duh. But,
So.
you know, it's okay. Looks cute, no?
Yes.
Did we put everything that we wanted to put? I think so. Maybe we need some more mushrooms. You know what? I think after, maybe we can even invite Serena and Jessica to join to ask her questions, because Jessica wrote some papers and I'm not sure if I read all the questions she actually wanted to ask, so I'm thinking to just invite them to the table and to also ask what they want to ask. Girls, what do you think about that? You know, I know they love me for my spontaneous, how is it, spontaneiteit, for my spontaneosity. No, this is not the word, but I don't know the word right now.
Spontaneosis.
Spontaneosis. This is slang what we talk here. Okay, one hot dog is ready. Jessica, I would like to give you the first hot dog. Looks so beautiful. It looks like a little garden of Eden. You can come, just come. You already saw her anyways.
Mit dem Tag Prosecco drüber.
Alright, let's do it. Spontaniteit, wie haben wir das eigentlich?
Spontaneity, irgend so etwas.
Spontaneity? No. Spontaneity? If there is an independent woman watching and you're English teacher, you're very welcome to join this class. I'm happy to learn. Oh, I forgot the greens.
So. Willst du noch einen Pilz drauf?
Warte, ich habe da noch zwei.
Ja.
Hebt's?
Eine. Sieht noch fein aus, ne?
Ja, es sieht mega fein aus. You know what, actually I cook a lot of...
Und den Sour Cream hast du vergessen? Ah nein, der ist schon
Nein,
drin.
sour cream is inside. Sometimes when I make a menu for a guest, sometimes I don't even know myself how it tastes. But in my head, I just can imagine it tastes good. This one I'm sure is tasting good.
Very nice. Brauchst du noch Pilz?
Für den letzten. My darling.
Warte da.
Da brauchen wir einen nachher.
Das ist im Fall recht fein da. Sorry.
Warte, da braucht man nicht, gell?
Ja. Aber da fehlen noch Pickles.
Jessica! Or my dear. Everyone in the team is called my dear. You know, at the end we're going to call Gustavo my dear. But don't eat it yet. We need to eat together. Like a community is doing that.
Pickles.
Yeah. Oh, there's my dear. Oh, this is going to be very salty. So I have, during cooking, one last question. Did you ever think of becoming a mom?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And like, did you never think of, like, when you were working, were you just so busy that you didn't think of, because you said with your partner you're together since a long time? It was just never a subject to talk about, or did you just say career at the moment, work is more important, or?
It took me quite a while to realize that I was working too much, and that a family wouldn't happen just like that. And yeah, what should I say? I mean, you don't order kids online, so.
Yeah. But do you mean that means you actually need to have sex, or is it more the handling the kids after?
No. Well, as I said, the way I turned self-employed, I also think I would handle the situation as a mom. I think you can't plan too much, and yeah, I think if you go with the flow and go with your guts, it would be all right. But no, it took me quite a while to find out that I really had to take care of myself to be happy first of all, and then yeah, let's see what comes out.
But do you think, like, No, actually, I wanted to ask if you have a plan to balance work and being a mom, but no, you will be the bamboo and you will flow with whatever's gonna come. This is nice. Okay, I think this is the result of this inspiring cooking. And we will go to our street food luxury table. We have here on a parking slot. I mean, why not? We're street food. So we're going to go over there now. And we're going to invite Jessica and Serena to ask questions. Because I'm sure they want to know something. And to loosen your tongue, you can even have a Prosecco. Oh, jetzt weiss ich, was ich noch vergessen habe. Ich hatte noch Feta gehabt.
Ich habe noch gedacht,
Weißt du?
ja, ja.
Wir können sie auf den Tisch stellen. Oh mein Gott.
Soll ich etwas nehmen?
Das ist gut.
Die rote Turnschuhe sind so. Okay,
So, here we are.
here we are.
Jessica, you want to have a seat? Me have a seat? Okay. Oh my God. This is no advertising, huh? This is just the Prosecco. I'm hiding it behind the plant.
So,
If you want to have some feta on your... Oh my God, it's so tasty. If you want to have some feta, should I put you some?
yes, please.
Wow, I hear very romantic music playing in the background.
So I think we can start with the community questions.
Yes.
The first question asked is a question to Vania. Did you have to fight against negativity coming from your friends and family when wanting to start a business?
Should I repeat it because of the microphone?
Or she can come closer.
Okay. So maybe come close here. Look, here's the microphone. The question was if you had needed to face negativity from friends or family, right? Starting a business.
Yes, you will always face negativity. I think it's like if you do something, there will always be good reactions and bad reactions. So actually, it was quite painful to find out that not everyone was standing behind me, and like a few friends criticized what I was doing or said that's not work, like the way I pretended not to be working. Some people were saying as well that I wasn't working, so like what I was doing was not important or not whatever. And yes, it was painful, but I think that's what I said. You learn a lot about yourself, and I found out that that was my way, and like who wanted to stand in my way was not my friend. So, and yeah, I think. As a woman, you try a lot to please everyone and to make it nice for everyone, but then when it comes to business or like being creative, sometimes there is just no compromise. And so, yeah, I had to find out what I wanted and go for it, because I wasn't following the same path as my friends. And actually, a few friends stayed, and they, yeah, the others gave space for other friends. And
You said women, we try to please. Why we actually do that? I also realize I'm doing that many times, but I don't know why. It's automatic. It just comes. You always think you kind of need to please somehow, but I actually don't know why. Did you find out in the meantime why?
I think the point is not the why, it's like the how to make it stop and how to change it, because it doesn't make sense at all.
But did you find out how?
staying true to myself, trying to listen to my guts, and then sometimes just taking decisions.
So, when starting your business, what different routes did you try to get a funding? What was your experience receiving funding like? What different ways did you try to get a funding to start your business?
I never went for funding.
Oh, okay.
But maybe, just in case that you, for the microphone. So the question was, what different ways you would try to have a funding, like a financial backup, but you never ask anyone to finance you. It was always your own money.
Yes, and I organize markets, so there is nothing more honest than the market. So if something works, your customers will pay for it, and if they don't want it, then they won't buy it. So in the end, it's pleasing the customer, or trying to find out who your customer is and what the need is, or create a new need. But I never went for funding.
But when you organize a market, that means you need to pay the rents, the electricity. I mean, you supply all those things. But that means with the markets, you first, of course, they need to pay in advance, and with that money, you basically work.
Thank you. Another very important question is about what you're actually right now doing. How important is food for your well-being?
The next question is, how important is food for your well-being?
Very important. Being healthy is key, crucial for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we can also see by her creativity how she implemented the food. I mean, as we said, we had the fennel seeds, we have watermelon, we have pickled things. It's basically, I mean, the bread, you can talk about if it's healthy or not healthy, but
Carbs make me happy.
yeah, that's good. That makes me happy.
So next question is, how are women different as entrepreneurs than men?
The next question is, how are women different in being entrepreneurs?
I think they're not. And they should learn it.
Who should learn it?
Women.
Oh,
Business
that's a good
is
one.
not gender-based. Business is business.
That's very good. Business is not gender-based.
So when you're saying they should learn it, what are they doing right now, or what are they not doing right now that it's not the same for women and for men? Like, what's the difference, do you think, and how should they learn it? Like, what should
I
they
think
do?
there are a lot of intelligent women today. I think there's always good practices, and there's always theory. There's always people that you can ask for advice.
Like
there
you?
are always models behind things. So, like, sometimes just try to find out what is the structure, or like who's playing the scene, and what are the elements that belong together, and also how does finance work. And I think we are very intelligent, and so there's, I don't know.
What do you mean when you say how does finance works?
How do you finance a business? What are the costs?
Where did you learn it?
In business school.
You did business school.
After a few years of self-employment, I did.
I also want to do that. I feel it's very important.
It is.
So earlier you mentioned that during Corona, last half year, you were finding new concepts. And one question is, how do you deal with the COVID situation right now? Are you planning new projects while it's still not sure how the situation is going to be in half a year?
Yes. I can't say more than that because they're still in the planning, but yes, of course, you should like never stand still. Always try to find new paths or possibilities or other partners or ideas, or yes, of course.
Okay. Then one question is really similar to that one. It is, how is it like to deal different projects at the same time?
It's horrible.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah.
It happens, but it's horrible.
And how is your planning working then? Like, you have to plan a lot, strategy.
I think the problem is that working in networks and collectives means that you have to coordinate your time schedule with the schedule of other people. And yeah, that's, I think, was what is the biggest hurdle for the project, is like to find out who are my partners, how do they work, how do we fit together, when do we do the work, and yeah.
Does anyone help you planning, or are you doing it on your own?
I have to do it by myself.
Okay. So, a really interesting question is, what advice would you give someone who thinks he or she has a great business idea but feels overwhelmed with how and where to start?
Depends a lot on the idea. In some cases I would say just start doing. In other cases I would say try to find someone who understands what you want and who can help you break down like the structure of everything, so you can build the house from the bottom and not from the ceiling. And but all in all, try to talk to people, tell them your idea, find advice. And there's always a lot of people that are willing to help, and yeah, find out who they are, where they are, and
So you want to say that even though you can do it on your own, you're not really alone, because you can always find people that help you or that advise you, and connections are basically really important in doing business and starting a business.
we're human beings. Being social is part of the game, and so if you want to work for money, you either have your boss or your customers. And
Can you recommend good networking events, or like
The Fenomenals.
this one?
no, not really. But what I learned is that it's very important to have like time off, not to be just working all the time, but have time off, meet other people, go see exhibitions, movies, travel, try out new restaurants, and
I think it's also to not be afraid to talk to people, because I also realize sometimes when I'm thinking too much, when I'm thinking, these other people that don't care what I have to say, and if you think too much about that, I'm closing everything for myself, and I'm feeling very insecure, and I will not talk anything. I will kind of not even look at anyone, because I'm thinking, they anyway don't care, I'm not going to say anything, you know. And then I tell myself, Jasmine, don't act so stupid, my God. They don't even know you, and who cares? And it's just you who make this kind of a stop, or put you build the wall to not, that you cannot move further, no? It's always you, your mind. If you have this kind of free and open, you can do whatever you want. But I also read in one interview that you said with each project you do the reality check, and you check if it has its own handwriting, and if it has its own like I don't know, like story, something, right? So the way I understand it, when you have a project, it kind of, there is the concept which tells a story. Did I understand this correct? Mm-hmm. Like a storytelling.
I think I'm a very emotional person, so either it clicks and it makes you feel, or it doesn't. That's what I say about trust your guts. It's like, if it doesn't move me at all, it might not be successful, because I don't want to work with it. And if I like something and if I work on it, it will be successful. That's it's like the energy principle.
So the last question right now is very similar to one which has already been asked, but I repeat it anyway. So How do you have the courage to make the jump from a very stressful 9-to-5 job to start your projects and still be able to afford your bills? What techniques do you recommend?
I never had a 9-to-5 job, so I can't say anything to that. Actually, I think somewhere I said either you do your own projects or you buy Louis Vuitton bags, and so it's actually your own choice. It's you are not what happens to you. You are who you decide to be, and so when I do what I chose, I can live with a lot less. I have no car. I wish I had a garden, but I don't. I don't know. My holidays are not too long, and I don't fly. And but I'm fine with that because I'm doing what I want. So actually, I think it's taking decisions. Like, what do you want? Do you want your house, your garden, your dog, your husband, your kid? Or do you want to be creative and do your own projects? And sometimes it's the decision, either one thing or the other. Sometimes you can't have both. And yeah, it's about taking decisions. Yeah. And going on and not thinking about what you might have lost, because you don't lose anything in life. You
can only win.
You can only win.
So to round this all up, what would be your recommendation to everyone who wants to start their own business or is about to start their own business right now, in general? Like one sentence. But
follow your heart, follow your guts, do what is in your mind and what feels right for you.
thank you very much.
Thank you much for the community to ask all these really interesting and challenging questions. It also helped me to learn a little bit more about you, and I see you like the hot dog because you already eat the second one. This is really cool. And I also like to ask the final questions of this phenomenal interview. And this is if you have a moonshot. So a moonshot is like a very big vision that kind of could be achieved, but you don't know how, you don't know when, but I mean, for me, always everything is possible. If you really want it, you make it possible. And the moonshot, for example, my moonshot is to one day have my own island where I want to put like a kind of a hotel, but not a luxury hotel, more like a welcome home, a big house. And the name of this island is going to be Pachanga Island, and preferably in the Maldives, and to make like agriculture tourism, something like that. This is my moonshot. I know it could be possible. I don't know when, I don't know how much money I need for that, but somehow I know it's possible, but it's like far away. So it's a moonshot, you know, far away, but it could be somehow possible. Do you have one of these moonshots, a crazy thought, a crazy idea that you're like, if I could?
Mine is a creative garden. It's actually a place in the garden where everything is green and we grow our own food, and there is a lot of music and art and performance happening, and yeah, it feels like a garden, like flowers come and go and blossom and hibernate, and there's a lot of living and organic feeling going on, and a lot of music.
Nice.
Yeah.
You play music?
I did. I don't anymore.
You did? What?
A long time ago.
What did you? What kind of music? Yeah, you DJ.
Yes, also.
Do you play an instrument? Do you sing?
I did too. Yes.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's for another time.
So this is for another time. But it's good to know. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. This was the first live streaming of the Fenomenals. Vania also is going to be part of us in consulting because she has a lot of experience, but also we want to host events for you women, also guys, to join, to build up this community, to give maybe more tips, to ask more questions, to consult, to give ideas, to motivate, to inspire. And we're very much looking forward, and this was a really cool day today. I'm so grateful that it was so cool that we came with roti. This is also something we did for the first time. It was really cool, and I enjoyed so much to cook with you. It's amazing, and that is a teamwork, and yeah, I love it. No, thank you very much. Cool. I always need to hug, and I don't care about the corona. Yeah, Zetten Park.
Zetten Park.
Vegetarian food and is amazing. Thank you very much. We're going to finish our hot dogs. Have a wonderful evening. See you Wednesday in 1 month. Thank you very much.